Alright folks, welcome back to the New Sentinel. I'm Chukwuka, and with me today, as always, are Major Ethan Sentinel Graves, Olga Ivanova, and Duke Johnson. Today, we're taking a grand tour across three powerhouses, China, Nigeria, and Brazil. Let's kick things off with the giant of Asia, China. Now, the political landscape there, it's been firm for decades, right? But under Xi Jinping, it's become even tighter. Major, you've talked before about strong central leadership. What are you seeing lately?
Yeah, Chukwuka, you're spot on. It's got that iron grip feel to it, especially lately. The man's cracked down hard. Xinjiang, Hong Kong, nobody's missing that on the world stage. They're not even pretending to loosen up anymore. Feels kind of like a chess match where one side keeps stacking queens on the back row. I get why folks are concerned. The party runs the show, and the party is Xi.
And that has real consequences for real people, Ethan. We all know about the economic statistics or their new technology empires, but let's not forget, the situation in Xinjiang is about millions of lives. There are credible reports of forced labor, and now, increasingly, what exposes these abuses are international documentaries. These films, many of them directed by activists at great risk to themselves, are shining a new light on factory conditions, on suppression in Hong Kong. Human stories, not just headlines. It's a reminder that pop culture and art sometimes do more to push for change than, any summit in Geneva.
Yeah, well, pop culture in China isn't just pushing for change, it's pushing an agenda too. Look, TikTok, that's basically everywhere. C-pop stars showing up in your kid's playlist, and Tencent, Alibaba, all those tech juggernauts. They're not just companies, they're arms of state influence. Remember last episode? We touched on social media as a new kind of battleground. Same thing here. China's not just selling music and movies, they're exporting the whole system. Strategic, if you ask me.
Duke, you're not wrong there. Everything we consume is a message now, consciously or not. But, you walk the streets of Shanghai or Beijing, there's real excitement, this pulse that you can't ignore. Still, all that glitz sits on top of something rigid, something controlled. Olga, I like that you bring up the documentaries. Reminds me, activism sometimes breaks through the cracks, even in tight spaces. Makes you wonder, will pop culture or underground media be the thing that puts real cracks in that armor?
I hope so, Chukwuka. That's the optimism, I suppose, of anyone who believes in art as resistance. For every TikTok dance, there's someone using music, theater, or documentary to challenge the system at incredible risk. We shouldn't underestimate that, or the global solidarity it can inspire.
And speaking of global solidarity, let's jet to my home turf, Nigeria. Now, our democracy, it gets called unstable a lot. But you know what? It's still standing. If you saw the last election, you saw young people everywhere. People who've had enough, coming out in the rain, under the sun, you name it, all fired up by social media and sheer determination. We're fighting corruption, fighting insecurity, wrestling Boko Haram on one end, and then there's this explosion in Nigerian culture. You all heard Afro beats on the radio lately?
You can't escape it. Dang, Chukwuka. Even at the base gym, they've got Burna Boy and WizKid blasting now. Beats running through Texas, New York, doesn't matter. And Nollywood, too. My wife's hooked on it. Follows Genevieve Naji like she's Julia Roberts. It's wild. While politicians fumble around, the music and movies, they're uniting people in ways the government never could.
That's real power, community power. In places where the government struggles, or let's be honest, puts people in danger, pop culture builds bridges and fosters hope. I've interviewed activists in Lagos who say that a film premiere can turn into a protest, and a concert can become a rally for rights, especially for women and young people. Chukwuka, you ever witnessed that firsthand?
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you, last time I was in Lagos, I think it was 2019? No, must have been 2018. Anyway, we were just walking down by Ojuelegba, normal day. Then wham, this crowd gathers, music starts pumping, and it morphs into a street concert. Strangers just started singing together, dancing, all despite the chaos, the traffic, the noise. There's this electricity, a sense of, we're here, we matter, we can create joy. In a place struggling with security, joblessness, corruption, you'd think people would just, I don't know, give up hope. But the music keeps them together, keeps them going. I get chills thinking about it.
Reminds me of stories from Afghanistan, frankly. Now, that's a weird comparison, but hear me out. Sometimes culture is the thing that keeps a nation from slipping apart. We talked about it in our Global Currents episode, how these grassroots movements, music, movies, art, do more for cohesion than top-down government stuff. Nigeria is a clear case of that. But it isn't a replacement for actual reform. They need both, badly.
And it's not just culture, it's social media, right? That's the ops center now. Protesters organize with a tweet, a WhatsApp message, counterinsurgency by meme almost. Wild to see. Pop culture and tech, that's where you win minds and hearts these days. Beats rolling out more checkpoints if you ask me. More influence there than in any Capitol building.
Yeah, that's where the real leadership's coming from. These artists, these young activists, maybe, just maybe, they're finally the ones who can drag the politics along with them, instead of the other way around.
Let's take it south then. Brazil, land of soccer, samba, and lately, some real political fireworks. After the Bolsonaro years, Lula's back in the driver's seat, but the country's still pretty split. Deforestation, indigenous land rights. You see rallies on the streets. Then you see Neymar and Anita turning up global everywhere you look. That culture's so strong, it almost overshadows the politics. Almost, but not quite.
But politics and culture are entwined, Ethan. You see this battle in Brazil, similar to what's happening in so many countries. The fight over the Amazon isn't just about trees. It's about homes, livelihoods for indigenous communities, the right to exist. Meanwhile, the whole world dances to Brazil's music, watches their telenovelas, and wonders what life is actually like there. I was covering Carnival post-pandemic, and it felt like a resurrection for the whole country. Festivals as forms of resistance, you know?
I get that, Olga. But don't let all those bright costumes fool you. Brazil's as polarized as we are back home. Lula comes in promising a green revolution, but half the folks just want jobs. Cultural exports are great. Anita on the world stage, Neymar on a cereal box. But there's that question, right? Is the pop culture masking the cracks or patching them up?
That's a fair question, Duke. Actually, last time I was in Rio, I got invited to some chess event right on the beach. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? But guess what? Halfway through, somebody brings up Lula, and suddenly the board's a political minefield. It's like every move is a metaphor, every game a debate. Reminded me of home, honestly. Our debates on freedom of expression, how sports and art become these safe spaces for real arguments. People fight in public, but they find common ground on the soccer pitch or at Carnival. Sometimes that's how societies get stitched together, or at least delayed from tearing at the seams.
And those cultural exports matter, Ethan, they do, because when you watch a Brazilian telenovela in Russia or see a carnival-themed dance in Nigeria, it's pushing a different kind of diplomacy. Maybe not the kind that signs treaties, but the kind that shapes how the world sees itself. That's the power of pop culture, filling in what politics leaves out.
Couldn't have said it better. 3 countries, 3 different kinds of power, all shaping the world in and outside their borders. And whether it's through protest, pop music, movies, or even a chess match on Ipanema Beach, it's the culture and the people underneath that keep things alive, sometimes even moving them forward faster than leaders ever could. All right, fam. I think we should leave it there for today, or we'll be doing this till sunrise.
Copy that, Chuckwuka. Gonna have Anita and Burna Boy both stuck in my head all week now. Good chat.
Thank you, everyone. Remember, wherever there is pop culture, there's resistance, there's hope. Until next time.
Catch y'all later. Don't forget to check out the back episodes if you missed them. Stay sharp, folks.
Take care, everyone, and don't forget, there's always another chapter in this global story. See you next time on the New Sentinel.